Today's shave is going to be with this Declaration B5 knot. It's in a Rubberset 400 handle. And I prefer to soak mine. It's optional. And today is the 60th use of the Nacet that I started using back in August. 50 dots on that side, and there we go. We're going to put the 10th dot tonight. And just for grins, I thought I'd bring back some of the same items I used during August. The Blackland Dart, which is a great razor. For me, it's right on the upper edge of what I can handle in terms of aggression. It's great to have a piece in my inventory that does that. And I can change the handle angle to change the aggression level. At least that's the way it works out for me. I've already loaded the Nacet into it. All stainless steel razor. Just came out this year. And we'll be putting together everything in this bowl. The soap that we're going to be using has been blooming, and there's the puck, Williams. This is the same puck that I used in August, and you can see it's on its last leg. Been letting it soak for a few minutes in just a small amount of water, not even using hot this time. I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. And I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna get my face wet. It's really late. Into the early morning of the next day. I don't know if I'm going to do the usual 3-pass thing tonight, so we'll just see. All right. 1-day beard growth, as usual. Hard water. I'm going to pour out the bloom water here. The only difference is I think I've gotten a hold of some poison ivy, and so I just took a shower with some Fells Naphtha soap, which is one of the few soaps, from my understanding, that can kill the oils of the poison ivy plant. So I usually take my shower after I shave, but today I took it before. So here we go. And what have I done with a soaked puck? I usually do about 20 seconds of loading. Let's just do that. So let's see, when 50 comes around on the meter here, we will, and there we go. So we'll go until the 10 mark. Oh wait, nope, you know what, actually, with my method here, I was supposed to kind of come at it with a somewhat wet brush. All right, let's just do that. All right, so 20 will roll around here in a second, and there it is. That puck is not fixed to the bottom of the mug. This puck expands and contracts as it gets wet and dries, so it doesn't really stay in one spot. So what did I say? I need to go, till 40, I think. I'm going to go to 45 just because this thing's moving around like crazy. I'm not able to get quite the agitation action that I would prefer. I mean, that, in a sense, that may call it for the puck, if you can't get a good lather. So just for grins, let's go ahead and just do some more. Front one starting at 56. There's an extra 10 seconds. Ah, yeah, see, that's starting to look a little bit more like what I come out with. So there we go. All right, we'll start to throw that into the bowl here. So the two key elements for a good Williams lather, and let me tilt you down so that you can see that a little better. I don't have to hold it up quite as high. First key we just did. We came at this soap with a somewhat wet brush, partially filled with water. Seems to like that a little better. And number two, from a distance it might look okay, But if you look closer, you see all those little bubbles. It's actually quite airy. You can see that's the second secret with Williams is to stir past that airy, bubbly phase. So that's what I'm just going to do right now. If you want to, hit the speed control on YouTube. Hit that little gear icon, then hit speed, and then maybe 1.5. You can still understand my words generally at 1.5. But then you can, it's like a fast forward. Weed eating outside the other day, and we're just wearing shorts. Usually it's not a problem, but I must have gotten into a patch of poison ivy. I didn't realize it. I thought I was just getting some spider bites from where I was working. But today I noticed that they were just much more significant. Fells Naphtha soap, guys. If you're susceptible to poison ivy, and it's a soap that was used a long time ago. I would venture to say most, people knew about it. It's just what you had to have for certain types. It's a very caustic soap, and so that's why it's strong enough to kill the oils for the poison ivy plant. And so if you feel like you've gotten into some, just come in and wash yourself with the Fells Naphtha. Not too expensive. I think it's on Amazon. Wash yourself with the Fells Naphtha, and it'll kill those oils if you can get it before it irritates your skin. Before the blisters start developing, then you probably have no symptoms. That's the way it's gone for me. And now we have a lather. Got a few little bubbles in it, but it's a very different lather than before. Let's shave with it. See if I got the water content right. Not sure. Let's do a little finger test. A little bit of cushion. I can feel that I have bumps on my ridges on my fingerprints. Not actually doing too much right here. I wonder if I didn't give it enough water, and so it hasn't really activated yet. Yeah, let's just put it on my face and see. This brush is so different than my other brushes because it's so dense. I just don't think there's enough room between the fibers to hold as much water. So in light of that, I'm actually going to go ahead and put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of water here and mix that up. All right. I didn't actually do the austere August with this brush. I did it with a boar, and so that one I kind of know what to do. This one's still kind of young. Bristles are pretty firm, and so it's killed a few lathers before. Sometimes I have to bring in reinforcements, especially in the first pass, but since I just got out of the shower, I'm hoping my skin is de-oiled and clean enough not to make the first pass quite so troublesome. Some people might say it looks a little thin in parts. We'll see how that works out. I think it's going to be just fine. So I haven't used this guy since August. All right. Kind of feels, what it feels like is it's not pulling. Just kind of feels like I'm moving the razor over like a sandpaper. It's not uncomfortable, definitely not painful. Maybe because of the thinness of the lather, but also because of the, you know, it's just the first pass, so the stuff's a little thicker. There we go. Gonna rinse. All right, now load my brush again, and this time we know that we need to kind of get a little extra on it. I did kind of wipe my face off, so just going to stick with whatever moisture is on the brush and in the lather. Also, I didn't, in the past I've used warm hot water to soak the soap for just a few minutes. And today I did not, I just used cold. That could be a factor. Basically that might mean I need to load for a little bit longer, perhaps. There we go. There we go, much nicer than the first pass. So, yeah, I kind of think the brush killed the soap there. Maybe I didn't load for long enough, but done that a couple times with other soaps as well. It's just kind of young. You know, the splay is not a lot right now. No irritation. And a rinse. All right, now let's load up for the third pass. This time I left a little bit of water on my face. Let's see what happens. sometimes with Williams, put a little more water on there and all of a sudden you can see it develop and get all creamy and stuff, and then you know you just weren't quite hydrated enough in the beginning. So this definitely is going to look super thin to a lot of you, and that's all right. At the end, I'll report and say whether it was too, whether it didn't protect me enough. We'll see. Sometimes that is only decided at the end. But the simple fact is, a lot of people use lather that is too dry, too thick. And so they see something thin like this and they get all crazy-eyed and they think I'm going to die. But you don't actually need as much as you think you do. I am getting a crazy amount of slickness right now. The razor is just smoothly gliding over. And on the third pass especially, I keep the handle on this dart a little closer into the face. And that keeps the aggression, it seems to keep the aggression at a place where I'm, happy with it. Rinse. So yeah, you notice on that third pass I left the water on my face before I started lathering up, and I could tell a big difference during the shave with the slickness that I mentioned to you. And just now with rinsing it away, it was just the residual slickness was very present. I'm going to do the under neck pass. I said it was so late that I was in a hurry, but I'm just kind of on autopilot. And so I just automatically did all my passes as usual. I forgot what a good razor this was. Used it for the whole month of August, and then I started enjoying some of my other ones. Nice weight. I like the weight of this one. All right, I'm going to rinse. So I used my charcoal goods for a couple of days. First day it did really well. And then the last couple of times I've shaved, I've just ended up with a good patch of hair right here that had 20, 30 hairs that were, you could see some length on. Didn't get very close cut on them. I thought, well, I mean, this blade is almost 60 uses old. Is that the issue? No, it's not. This razor, a little bit on the aggressive side. It just really seems like that's what I have to switch to. I leave all my mild razors behind when I'm up this high in a use count on a blade, and it did great. There's just a couple of hairs in there that I see some length on. Just a terrific shave, and that was quick. I wasn't even really trying with my technique. I was just, let's just do it, enjoy it, be careful with it. I wasn't careless, but I just wasn't specifically strategic with some of the passes and directions that I know I need to do to get the best shave that I can. And so, yeah, there are a couple of patches that are in other places that aren't quite exactly right, but it's a great shave. And this just proves the blade is still, from use about 13 or so on to now, it's almost no degradation in shave quality. Every once in a while it'll have dips, but since it keeps bouncing back, makes me think that the problem is either maybe the lather or my own technique. And that sometimes the razor, if I've put it in a mild razor, then it's not going to perform as well. So there we go. Great closeness. This is It's a great razor for me. It works really well for me. I like the weight. The quality is superb. I didn't really like the flare tip of the handle here, but it looks a lot better in person than it does in the photos. And then, as you may have seen, I hold it like this when I'm getting those corners, and this flare just inspires a great amount of grip confidence with that. It makes it very easy to do that. So I'm definitely willing to get used to the aesthetics of that particular design for such great practicality that comes with having it. So, wonderful shave with Williams. He's not done yet. Shoot, I don't know, 5 more shaves, 10 more. We'll see. I'm going to clean everything up. Oh, and by the way, that was a perfect amount of soap. Maybe a little bit less because, I mean, when you look at what I have left, I still have soap left. But I think if I would have loaded for a little bit longer, the soap might have been a little denser, and I would have liked that. But as you can see, I don't think I have any red spots for razor burn. I don't feel any irritation. Let's throw on an alcohol splash, see if we can detect anything. I like Clubman Whiskey Woods. Feel like that today. Stinging in just a few spots, but it's very low level. And now it's gone. So technique was pretty good. A little bit of redness right here. Sometimes I get that, and it doesn't feel sensitive. So don't know exactly what that is. It goes away pretty quick. All right. So yeah, I did end up putting just a little bit of water on there. Maybe should have put just a hair more, but I think I should have loaded longer with that. With a cold soak, I'm guessing there's just not as much of the surface of the soap is prepared to get on the brush with a cold soak. So just maybe I'll have to remember to load a little bit longer, especially with the soap puck kind of knocking around in there. So sometimes the hairs are not moving across the soap, but they're pushing the soap across the bottom of the cup. And so in that case, you're not getting as effectual of a load. All right, we're all cleaned up. Did kind of turned out to be a fast shave and enjoyable, not irritating. It was missing the luxury that I've gotten from Williams in the past with more fine-tuned load times and stuff. But this was a new brush that I hadn't used with Williams before, so some question marks there. So now I'll know what to change next time. So there we go, 60th shave with this Nacet. Still going strong. Got a feeling I could use this dart and just keep rolling with it. I'm going to try some other razors that I have that are kind of in that medium aggression level. Some adjustables that I have that I can tune up, that I can tweak up to that level as well. Maybe a Fat Boy next time or something like that. Anyway, there we go. Very enjoyable shave. We're good. Hope this was helpful to you in some way. This is your Sugar Daddy Shaves. It's late. It's time to go to bed. Good night.